Hey everybody, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Welcome to my channel. And I am working on Roxy's weekly challenge. Rachel did a very interesting one this week. It's kind of a two-parter, I guess. Actually, she almost made it a three-parter, I think, if you watch the video. She's doing some, and this is kind of cool because just like with any of the rest of these challenges, it's making me dig into my stash and find things and do something with them. Like I'm always putting stuff in the back of a cabinet and saying, oh, I know what I'm going to do with that. And then it sits. And who knows when I will do what I know I'm going to do with that. But she is starting these little notebook journal things with some beautiful old covers that she had that she cut up. Now, I went looking for some plain covers because she kind of leaves them, like she takes the cover and she doesn't cover them because the covers that she has are probably very, very old, and they have really neat marbling kind of outside and all of this sort of thing. So I went looking for some books that I had that were relatively plain, and I came up with this set of encyclopedias. You can see it's very aged on the outside. So I thought these would make a good candidate for getting covers off of. And I mean, my plan was to take the covers off of them and use them anyway. So I took two of the books out of the set. I'm going to put this one back real quick. I just wanted to show you where I was getting my covers from. Oops, gonna have to fix that or my drawer won't open. Okay, and then this one is going to be, she did one tall. So this one I've cut apart, and this is going to be my tall one. I haven't decided on how I'm going to orient it because I definitely want the cut edges to the middle. If I decide to put the emblem on the back, it's going to be upside down. The other thing I was thinking was maybe down the road when I do mine, I might make a topper for the cover, but this is aged really nice, so I probably won't do anything to the back. And then the rest of the cover, just a topper for the middle of the cover, and then leave the rest of it. So that's probably what I'll do with my covers, just to cover that up since I do have something on it. So this is going to be my tall one. And then I liked the idea that she's doing a landscape one. And this is my landscape one. Now what I've done is I'm cutting the cover off kind of close to the spine. I wanted to show you how I did this just because her books had, I don't know, I don't want to say nice edges. They were grungy, definitely. These books are newer, so the edges aren't quite as nice as an outer edge as hers are going to be. So what I've decided to do is I cut this off as far over as I can. I saved the book spines. I watched, ever since I watched Pam over at Paper Outpost, she makes really cool bookmarks out of these. So, or tall tags or belly bands or whatever. So I'm hanging on to those for that. But then was this one not got enough? That's not good. What I need, or maybe I'll trim the outside. The other one didn't have this much paper. So basically what I do though is I cut it wide enough so that hopefully I can fold the spine paper over this edge. So let's trim this excess paper off of here. This is the inner lining paper. We want to get this off. I must have cut the other one. I must have cut the other cover off differently, so it didn't have as much of the liner paper to deal with. So we'll start at one end like I did on the other one, and we'll just glue. I'm having to give this one a little bit of help first. All right, let's hope for the best. Basically what I did was this art glitter glue, since it grabs hold pretty quick, which is what I needed. And since it's just paper, I figured I would try this first. And I left it standing there open, so we're going to make sure it's clear. All right, so I figured I'd try this first, and hopefully this works. Okay, and then basically I just take my rag and squeeze it. Squeeze it and hold it until it stays. So I give it a minute. This also helps keep glue off my hands because you know it's squishing out the edges, right? And see, this seems to get it pretty good. Once the art glitter glue gets hold, it definitely stays. This middle piece seems to be a little thinner, so I'm hoping for the best in here in the middle. Sorry this is being done so low on the thing. I am hugging it to I'm pulling it up against myself and pressing. Which is why I've got this down so low. Put that back in there. And we're going to pull this up over like this. Like I said, once you can get the art glitter glue, because a lot of people have made comments, I've heard them on doing other crafts. Once it grabs whatever it is done. So I'm hoping for that same result here. All right, so far so good. So this was the one I wanted to do an edge on it so that when I put it together, it can be a landscape book that way, right? And this end's going to get covered by cloth. So yeah, so I think that'll work good. Now what I'm going to do is, one of them she made soft and one of them she put in cardboard, and I think she did her soft, the landscape one soft. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then if I decide to do this, like I said, I have a whole set of these. I think there's 12 of them. So I'm going to get a piece of my chipboard, and I use Tyvek. She was using gum tape. This, ladies and gents, is my bookbinding box. So I use Tyvek envelopes, so I'm going to get a couple of these out so I can do inside and outside strips. And I'm going to get a piece of chipboard. I don't think I have. I don't. Okay, because I didn't have one already cut, which I was kind of hoping. Okay, so we're going to cut. And when she did hers were a little short, so I don't know. Like hers weren't exactly as tall. So I'm going to do it about 1.5 inches wide. Let me see how that looks. 1.5 inches is going to have a cover here and a cover there. I think that'll be good. Okay, so we're going to do 1.5 inches wide on the spine for the hard spine. I haven't quite, now the second half of her, she did this video, I think she thought she was going to get to the covers and then she was going to end it, and then she added on picking pages for one of them. And I don't know, I don't know what I'm going to do for pages yet. So, I don't know. We'll see. This is 9.5. I need a 9.5. And I'll set this little square of chipboard aside to make a charm or something out of. So I think that's good for that. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to put this right in here like this. Ooh, no, I need a glue mat. This is going to make a mess, guys. I lost my glue mat. Oh, actually, you know what? I got some of these silicone mats. Somebody said they were really good for gluing because the glue doesn't stick. So I just went to Walmart and got myself some silicone baking mats. I think this is only one. I guess we'll find out when I get it open. Yeah, it just says silicone baking mat. I will say plastic sticks to it pretty good. It doesn't slide out of its container. Let's just put it that way. Oh, that's also taped. And I clipped it. Okay. You can make macaroons on this one. Well, not after I'm done with it, but you know what I mean. Okay. So we're going to put this on here. The other thing is with this being silicone and being as like nothing slides on it. Once I get this stuff laid on here, it doesn't move around on me. Too bad I can't use it as a cutting mat. Okay, so she said give a little bit of space just so that this has room to do that. Right? So if I put it right up against there and go like that, that should be enough space. Okay, now we're going to put a piece of this envelope on here. Basically, this stuff doesn't tear. There's no tearing, which is the entire point. So I'm glad it doesn't tear. But you know how cutting along a fold is. You know what I should use? A pen knife like a letter opener. That's what I should do. Let's see if that works. It does. If I can keep it from curling in on itself. There's always problems, isn't there? Okay. Now, I thought I would cut this right up the middle, and it would give me a strip for the inside and a strip for the outside. And then right up this side. Now, obviously, these don't have to be straight. They're just kind of, yeah, and they don't need to go all the way top and bottom. Oh, that's not as wide as I thought it was going to be. I suppose I could have measured it. This one looks wider, so we're going to use it in here. Yeah, that's a little wider. Okay, now I'm going to put glue all over the spine board first. Just going to use that as a guide. There and there. And all the way up here. I've never used the gum tape before. I can't speak to that. But I have used the Tyvek before, and it seems to work pretty good. So I like it. Okay. And then we'll put glue right down here. I went down too low. That's okay. Actually, no, I didn't. Thought I did, but I didn't. Okay. Now, there will most likely be some sort of fabric go up the middle of that. So I'm not worried about, I'll end up covering that. Nice wide swath of something. Or maybe a few somethings, who knows. Okay, so that's that one. And for the other one, it's going to be a soft spine, but I do want to put Tyvek on it. But I'm thinking about using a wider piece. Just because like going this way and cutting a wider piece of it. So that it has a nice big catch on either side. So we're going to do it right about stop moving. This top one isn't on the silicone, so it's moving. Sorry, guys. I know the measuring. I'm trying not to like actually measure stuff. I'm just sort of eyeballing it. Okay, so okay, put it on that side. Suppose I could use my of course then I pull it away from its thing and now I've got to line it back up again. Now this time to line it up, I'll just take this all the way over to the line of glue I made, and that should be far enough over. I just have to make sure the corners are lined up. And then we'll have Tyvek reinforcement on the inside of this one. I don't want it to go any further than there. I left a specific amount of gap. Well, not a specific amount, but Okay, now we're gonna let these dry a sec. And while those are drying, I'm gonna take a look at some fabric that I brought down with me. Okay, so I do have upholstery fabrics. I have all kinds of upholstery fabrics, actually. I like this a lot, so I'm hoping to use a little of it in maybe in one of the. I haven't decided if I like she used pieces and put together, like kind of a. I'll get it out in a minute. Kind of a collaged spine. So I'm going to give it a shot. I don't have irregular torn scraps. So mine is going to be a little, if I would have to force the irregularity. So I have to see how that goes. So I thought maybe I could cut a piece of this. Like that. And a piece of this. See, I forced an irregularity. I hope that works for... Somehow I managed to get those almost the exact same width. I don't know how I did that, but there you have it. I don't know... Messy piece of that. Can make this a little wider because I have an extra piece to go on here. Is this tall enough for either one of them? Okay, it's tall enough for that. This I kind of wanted to do on the tall book. Because it's got the hard spine. Oh, I don't know if I can tear this. It doesn't seem to want to. It doesn't seem to want to tear, guys. Maybe it's the direction. I don't know. I'm going to cut off this irregular bit. Because that's also irregular. I think I'm going to use this on both spines, maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm keeping that like that. I like this, though. All right. My sewing machine is upstairs, guys, so I'm going to figure out what I'm doing with this. kind of mad at myself now because I didn't think that through. And if I had, I would have done this differently. But what I can do is cut. How wide do I want this? These will just have to go in as scraps. I might still use the green. Okay, how wide do I want this? It's just that. That spine ended up being 1.5 inches, so we are going to make this at least 3 inches wide, which means I want this part that I'm trying to center, to go right there, and then this would be my so we cut it here, and we cut it here. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to cut this off. It's not going to be very straight. And I'm wondering if I can just do this. Oh, except it would go this way. Scared me there for a minute. Okay, so yeah. Now what I need to do is mark it. I don't have one of those fabric marker thingies. So I guess this is just going to get a clip there and a clip there and a hope for the best. Actually, I'm going to move these now. I think they're good for now. Like not great, but good enough. I'm going to move this out of the way because I don't want to cut it. And I think I'm going to do this with my rolling cutter so that they're relatively straight. Not that the bottom is relatively straight, but you know. This is taking me forever, guys. That's okay. If you see some edits in this one, it's because I edited out some wasted time for things I didn't end up keeping or, you know, whatever like that. Okay, now this one doesn't need sewing, but I kind of wonder if it would be easier. No, I can't because I already put the inside piece on there. I was going to say I was going to sew my signature to it and then glue it to the thing, but I already put the inside piece of Tyvek on there. So I can't do that. If I had been thinking, I do think I want to glue a piece of Tyvek in here though. Since this is going to be a soft fabric spine, I want it to be as strong as possible. Oh, take that off of there. Extra adhesive never hurt anybody. So we're just going to glue this to the back of the fabric before I glue the fabric to the book. I'm always about the reinforcement, guys. I just can't stand the idea of making this and it falling apart. And I just want it up the middle where it's going to be, you know, folding and unfolding and folding and unfolding and all that. So And I'm so glad I glued that to the right side of the fabric. Okay, and then what's going to happen is this is going to go on here. I need middle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8. So if I scoot it over and center it, the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's middle. So right there is where I would glue this. Or right there is where I would glue this. If I didn't have like a 10,000 things in my way. I can't get out of my own way, guys, to save my life. Okay. So let's put glue all over it. So I went digging up. I have these are upholstery samples. I don't have near as much upholstery fabric as Rachel does, but I used a piece of these upholstery samples on the accordion book covers that I made, and I really like it as book cover. So when I saw her doing this, I was like, oh, I'm going to get another square of that upholstery fabric that I used and use it for this, because I really like the way it looks. Yeah, should probably put glue all over this then, because it's not glued down to the other piece. So just like that, and then put that on there. And then we're going to put glue all over this piece and pull it on here. Lots and lots of glue. I'm going to end up using a ton of fabric. I'm going to have to go out and buy more Fabri-Tac, guys. I'm seriously considering going on Amazon and buying a case of the stuff. It's cheaper that way. My husband keeps telling me I'm silly not to, because it's, you know, I use it constantly. It's a consumable, and it's more expensive to buy it in singles. Okay, guys. So that's my landscape one. There we go. Oh, I need to leave it to... dry. So I'm going to put that up there to dry. That one's all set. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go upstairs and I'm going to put together the other spine on my sewing machine, and I will be back. And hopefully I will get some idea of what I want to use for pages and get that together. And then when I come back down, I can show you the spine and we can work on putting pages together for one of these. And so I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So while I was gone, this is what I came up with for my spine back here, and it comes out enough to cover up that. I think I caught these a little, they buckle a little bit, but we should be able to glue them down okay, so that should be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this spine on, and then I'll show you the pages I got. I have some pages for both. And then I'm going to need more to fill it in as far as making signature, more than one signature goes. So let me get my Fabri-Tac, and we'll go ahead and, excuse me. I got chilly. Sorry. I know all of a sudden I come back and my sleeves are, but I got chilly, so I am in the basement. This isn't glued. To the paper, so I'm going to do that real quick while I've got my glue out. We'll glue that down and then put glue over it. Same on this side. We're going to do glue underneath and then glue over top. I'm just trying to get a lot of glue. I don't want this to go anywhere. And I kind of figure, like, if I want to glue down the fabric, I can kind of do it afterwards, after it's all on there. I'm going to put some glue on the heavier fabric. And we're going to give it a shot and see what happens. Okay, so this is going to go this way. Yikes, guys. I want to make sure it's centered. Now we're going to set this one off to the side to dry, and then we'll take a look at it. I might be taking a look at it in the second video like Rachel said she was doing. I'm going to show you the pages that I've gathered so far though, and maybe we'll add to them a bit. So this one is all done. It does have a crease in it now because of the way I pushed that together, but that's okay. I don't mind it. All right, so I did some printing. I was excited, guys. So I got a new printer, and these are some digitals that I made, mocked up of some things that I have collected from various places, Graphics Fairy and, you know, all kinds of places. And I was actually able to do double-sided. So some wallpaper stuff I collected, and I was excited. Except for my very first one that I printed was upside down because I was still getting to know the orientation of my printer. These ones go with this book. Okay, this is for this book, and I think we're going to tear off all the white edges before we get too into this. Okay, anyway, so this is one of the ones I made. This one, I think I finally figured out how to get it to print. I want to do it this way. And I was thinking of folding. Oh, we're doing, this is for the long book. That's right. Okay, so we have to fold up to fit inside the book. Mine actually doesn't have a lot to fold over. Which is sort of a problem. I mean, we're doing page extensions. I guess my page extensions are going to have to be on both sides. So I would get putting the signature there like that. Or like that, whichever way. Well, that way is going to be upside down. Anyway, okay. Let me tear all the whites off. I've been playing with making my own digitals with stuff I've collected from, you know, Graphics Fairy and around the internet, public domain images and stuff like that. So, I just haven't gotten together anything. I love this one. I like the way this one turned out. I haven't done anything as far as putting them together in any kind of kit yet, which I would like to make some kits. I know I've said that before, but since you're looking at some of my handiwork here, I'm also learning my graphics program. It'd be really nice if I could just get it to do borderless printing, but it won't. This new fancy printer I have won't do borderless printing on plain paper. This is just copy paper. I mean, I have a ton of it, so I was trying to use it up. So yeah, I mean, oh look, and this end is, oh, how did I do that? Oh, it must have been a wider. So yeah, I'm trying to use up all this copy paper first, and oh, I'm not even paying attention to how wide. I make this one too small. I did. Okay. I'm just going to trim this one quick. And I know I don't do trimming quick, but now when I was doing these digitals, some of my backgrounds, like on this one, you can see, I don't know if you can see actually on camera, but you can see coffee rings and stuff on there. Some of the backgrounds that I used, that I put documents and stuff on top of, were some of my coffee dyed papers that I scanned in. And then I used them as backgrounds on the digitals. So yeah. And all of these flower, or most of these flower bouquets, the ones with like multiple colorful flowers in them, these here, they're from Graphics Fairy. She has a file of, or a list of, I think you can just look up flower bouquets and you'll get a whole bunch of them. All right, let's get all this mess off my board. Rulers out of the way. Sorry guys, and I feel like I'm spending more time fumbling around in this video than anything else. I apologize that this video is such a mess. I mean, I am like all over the place. Can't seem to get out of my own way. All right. This is the one that I printed before I figured out the orientation. So this is up right here, but if I turn it over, it's upside down. So yeah. But that's right side up. So I suppose that's a plus. Okay, and then what I'll probably do is, even though it doesn't need it, and I'm going to have to extend these pages, I will go ahead and do this on all of these. I did it on this one. Let's go this way on this one. See, the other side of the page is upside down. And we'll go this way on this one. And I'm curious to see, because she did say in the one video that we were going to be doing page extensions. So I am very curious to see this, because mine will go in their signature like this. Right? And then I have to decide whether I'm going to make, you know, leave these as pockets or tucks or what I'm going to do with them once I get this all put together. And it'll probably need a little bit of trimming, maybe. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why this one is so much. Did I fold it? Did I fold it too much? I think I folded this one too much. It's also crooked, so that doesn't help. These seem to line up okay, top to bottom. That one's pretty good top to bottom. I mean, they don't all have to be exactly the same height, but I would like them to be close. Okay, well, that's about as good as I'm going to get it. Okay, so that's those pages, and then I figured we could get two of those in there, and I'll go ahead and get two out for the... Go ahead and get two out for that book. Because, of course, these are going to have to be busted into signatures, so I think I'll put these two are kind of blues, and this is kind of, I mean, this could go in either, though. Maybe I'll do those two and these two. And then this will have to be fold. These will actually get decent size folds because this is a full-size piece of paper with no borders taken off of it. We're doing no measuring today, guys. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Okay, we'll do this one to match this one. I think after I get these ones folded up, I'm going to, of course, that really only gives me, what, 4 pages in each signature. But for now, that might be what we end up with. And I think I'm going to call that done for now. And then what I'll do is we'll come back next week and do whatever it is Rachel has in store for us for extending the pages and putting the books together. So that's a signature. And then next week, if I have, in the interim, if I have gone and added anything else to these pages while you weren't looking. Oh, one of those goes in. Look what I did, guys. I put them both in this signature. One of those goes in this signature. So actually, I have 2 going in the same direction, so this one has to go like that, and then like that. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. I'm gonna have to get some more coffee dyed paper. Well, no, because that's gonna get extended. You won't see that like that. Okay, so anyway, sorry about that, guys. So this is the pages we got together. I got my cover spines. This one and this one that I did on the sewing machine upstairs because we kind of collaged it. So we got that one. And these will go in here like that. And we'll have to do some extending on the pages, but I think this is going to be, I think these are going to be cool books. So yeah. Oh, I'm hoping I don't have to trim them. I'm going to have to trim them. Or I'm going to have to fold them some more. That's also a possibility. I can always just fold them some more. Okay, so that's going to be it for me on this Roxy's Weekly Challenge, guys. This was week 20. Make sure you go over and watch Rachel do it. There'll be a link in the description box below because you will probably understand her doing it much more than you will understand me doing it. And I will see you in week 21 when we kind of do add to these books. And I think that's going to be fun. So thanks for joining me, guys. Bye-bye.